Pinball. There's no more illustrious or celebrated cornerstone of the American arcade than the pinball machine. Since the 1930s, Chicago has been the epicenter of these coin-operated games, and today, Stern Pinball is the last standing manufacturer in the world. My name is Adam Voss. I'm a father, an entertainer, and I'm a marketing geek on the hunt for cool brands. I've only got 12 minutes to tell you about their stories in our city. This is 12 for 12. The frenzied demand for pinball has been growing in a big way. Stern Pinball has stuck it out over the years under the leadership of Gary Stern, the son of pinball pioneer Sam Stern.
Player one, you are up.
One good ball, that's all you need. My father used to say a game like a movie should have a, good theme, action, photography, art, promotion, sound effects.
Multi-ball! Winter is coming.
We're fun. We're only about capital F, capital U, capital N. Fun. And that's my point. We love pinball machines, and we want to make them so we can make more of them and play them. Somebody get a picture of this. I've never done that.
Game's about a ball, 1.1 inch in diameter, 80 grams, chrome, steel, and flippers. No different than any other game. Easy to learn, hard to master. It's physical, it's visceral. My randomness is a function of gravity. It's not a numbers generator. Everybody's got virtual here, virtual on their desktop. The visceral is what's made us currently popular.
The ball is wild, as Harry Williams, the great pinball designer, would say. You don't know for sure what's going to happen, but there is skill involved in pinball.
It seems like every game that you are producing are with some really cool properties.
This company is 30 years old. Almost all of our games in that whole 30 years have been licensed titles. Titles start the process going, both with the game player putting his money in and with the distributor buying the games and so forth and so on.
Because we sell all over the world, it's important that we have titles that are recognizable. Ghostbusters, Kiss, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones.
We like movies about comic book heroes, we like TV, like rock and roll.
Music games do really well. There's nothing better than listening to a great classic rock song and playing pinball.
Stern releases 3 new titles each year, largely from licensing agreements with film, TV, or music properties. And with each title, they typically produce a pro, premium, and limited edition version of the game.
We try to pick A+ licenses and design games that will be timeless.
So how do you do that? I mean, do you have like roundtable meetings?
Yeah, it's kind of like a roundtable discussion. So, my job as a licensing director is to kind of find all the different opportunities that there are. We'll kind of decide as a group what we think fits for our business. Then the challenging part is pairing up a designer.
Oh.
It makes for a better game.
Exactly.
In the case of Ghostbusters, John Trudeau is the designer, huge Ghostbusters fan, and as you can see, the end result is it's gorgeous.
So can you tell us about the process of actually making a pinball machine?
Yeah, so once the title has been decided, the team sets off. These guys get into a room and they start throwing ideas around. These creative teams are a diverse group of talents, right? So, the game designer is sort of like combination movie director, industrial designer. He's giving the thing the feel, he's drawing the play field, worrying about the kinetics. His right-hand guy, the software developer, is a guy that is really worried about the pacing through the game, the presentation elements, the choreography, the rules of the game, and they are equals for all intents and purposes. And then you have, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, you have numerous support software guys, tools guys, systems guys.
3D artists.
Yeah, you have 3D artists, you have digital sculptors, you have 2D artists, the guys that are doing the illustrations. I mean, it's just like blow your eyes out. The pencil drawings are as impressive as the finished art. If the game designer said, I want Hulk to smash his hands on a playfield and turn so that he can hit the ball, then the mechanical engineer is going to go back and start thinking about that. And the software guy's going, this is how I'm going to choreograph the Hulk event. You hit the 4 targets in front of him that spell Hulk. The art guy's doing the same thing. What am I illustrating that in that area? And the sound guy is thinking, how does he talk?
Hulk can do anything except get to wizard mode.
Those guys meet on a regular basis. They build things, they mock stuff up, foam core, hot glue, plastic. Eventually, the very first thing that comes up that sort of resembles a pinball machine is called a whitewood. And it's got the beginnings of the architecture. They're trying to figure out, is that a good shot? Is that a bad shot? What does the ball do when it hits this target? You know, am I draining too much? Is it too hard? Is that ramp a bitch? Each iteration is essentially more refined. And eventually they get to a place where this thing has to be made real, and it's gotta be fun. The prime directive is it's gotta be fun.
If it's not
fun, it doesn't matter that you can build it, because nobody's gonna want you to build it because it's not any fun.
Right. Designing fun is one thing, but building it by hand is a whole other endeavor. It takes place in Stern's 110,000 square foot manufacturing facility.
We design games, but we design them not as an art form, but to manufacture. We're very proud to be American manufacturers. This country needs to build product. It can't just be a service industry or a finance industry. We have to make something.
We have two different assembly lines, so we're sending games down this way and this way. It looks like we're doing Ghostbusters down this assembly line.
How many folks work here?
We have a couple hundred people in the factory, about 50 or 60 in the overhead. Now that the playfields have been prepped, we're gonna send them down this line. You can see over here, these boxes are filled with the stuff that the people in the sub-assemblies made. They're pulling the pieces down, attaching them here to the playfield.
What appears to be an astounding mess of wire, coil, and solder is actually a precisely organized system.
There's a lot of wiring. So how much wire goes into a standard pinball machine?
Almost a half a mile of wire. And everything's done by hand.
It's like making camp bracelets forever and ever.
It's the world's longest friendship bracelet. Soldering. We want to make sure that everything is secure and solid.
A lot of little motors on there.
Whether it's a drop target or a flipper or pop bumpers, those are all controlled by coils. We're just attaching all the nice little cosmetic pieces, the plastics, the ramps, the toys.
There is so much craftsmanship that goes into every detail.
This machine particularly kind of looks like literally a world under glass. So as we get to the end of the assembly line, we want to test the game. So we've hooked our Ghostbusters up here.
I just kind of want to play.
You want to play?
I don't know what it is. You don't want to stop playing.
If we can create a game that has that compelling feeling of when the game's over and you want to hit start one more time, then we've done our job.
There's a magic to pinball. Something about the game just feels right. Pinball seems to entice you to play it.
It's curb appeal. From across the room, that thing has to convey what it is to me. That's what that art does. And the license helps. It's like I have to walk up to it. I've made the walk. I have a decision. Am I coining? Am I not? I look inside. Now the world beneath the glass has to entice me. Now I have to see the Hulk, and I have to say, I'm gonna fight the Hulk. And if I touch the flipper button, the game's gotta talk, and the Hulk's gotta slam the playfield right there. Now I reach in my pocket, now I coin the game. Now I get to go interact with the Hulk.
You're
right?
a very bad man, George. How many times I've done
It's
that?
orchestrated.
It is orchestrated.
Player win.
This called for some hard-hitting investigative journalism, so I headed to Logan Arcade to do some deep cover coining.
I come from collecting and restoring, and I love the history of the game. I want to test the games. I want to rotate one new game every week, and that's what we do.
Give me your gold.
I've been playing pinball for about 20 years.
I just have fun. It's a fun game to play.
I love playing pinball because it is like a video game, but social. No matter when you play, whether you're in a tournament or not, you're going to meet new people.
I feel like it's different every time I play, but maybe not.
I love the mechanical analog feel, the physical nature of it. You actually feel like a better connection with the game that you're playing.
This resurgence, do you think it will continue?
I think it will, from the angle that it's a physical game. The average person can't just go buy a pinball machine. So they have to go somewhere to play it. Well, that means that there has to be operators or people like me that want to put games out there to be played. And then Stern has to continue to put out good titles that people want to buy. It's like this circular thing. They're cranking out games. They got the best designers. They got the best artists. They have people that have been building them for years, all here in Chicago, because it is real Chicago history.
Being at Logan Arcade, the games, the lights, the sounds, the drinks, it made me see why pinball is again on the rise. In an age of digital dominance, pinball's resurgence marks our desire for more physical, visceral, real experiences. And thanks to Gary Stern and his team of fun makers, new generations of pinball wizards from around the globe are discovering the magic and allure of the silver ball.
I'm 7 years old. I'm old and slow. So I represent sober, the young man who's had a bucket and a half of beer.
I represent sober, the guy that needs a bucket and a half of beer. So I think we might have a nice little tit-a-tat.
Yeah, this could work.
I would love to play.
Why weren't we playing for money?
Damn you, Tyrell.